It's 5 o'clock, and it is our first and only July meeting. It's been a while. It's Tuesday, July 15th. And we're calling to order and welcoming our guests, our esteemed guests in our audience. Thank you for coming on this really hot day into a very hot room. We are going to approve the minutes of the June 17th, 2025 meeting, which are here, and I sent out to you guys a couple weeks ago. Is there a motion for approving the minutes for June 17th?
Sure, I'll make a motion.
Okay, Larry's moving, and is there a second? And Zara seconds. All those in favor of approving the minutes from June 17th, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so then we're going to approve the agenda for the July 15th regular select board meeting. There are a couple of amendments to the agenda that I would like to share. Does anyone else have amendments to the agenda? Okay, so one amendment to the agenda is that the listers asked that we talk about under other business, the errors and omissions certificate for Dennis and Davida Delana regarding their home that burned last year, and I think that was omitted by mistake. So we just have to sign this document. All of us have to sign it, so don't leave before that, but we'll talk about it at the end. And then the other thing is Lowry sent us a couple of updates on the town hall heating system and fire station weatherization and town hall weatherization, as well as a little spreadsheet for, not a spreadsheet, but a little chart about, we got 27 quotes for the website design. Wow. Ranging from far under $10,000 to $90,000. So, with a budget of 10, we know which direction we're headed. Okay. So we're not going to make any decisions about this, but we're just going to touch base on where we are in the program. Okay. So it is now 5:03, and we are talking about we have with us here today the Paulins and Larry Martin, who live on 3 Mile Bridge Road. The Paulins live at 138 3 Mile Bridge Road, and Larry lives at 140. Is that correct?
Well, it's my office.
Okay, it's your office, yeah. Your office, right. And as you know, we discussed a few meetings ago, a couple times, the issues around the buyouts and how FEMA had flagged 4 properties that were in the buyout program out of our 12 or 13 buyouts as recommended. So there's never any requirements, but recommended that the town do what is called a phase 1 brownfield testing. And as you know, we sort of talked about this and hemmed and hawed and said, well, this is kind of adds a crimp into everything. And we did some soul searching. We talked to the lawyer. I did have a conversation with our town lawyer, to just sort of say, well, what would happen if we didn't do the testing? And basically, when the town goes through a buyout, the town buys the property. So we become owners of these properties that then get demolished. And then that land in perpetuity cannot be built on. And so, knowing that you wouldn't be putting another house there or a playground there, there was just this, is it worth the trouble for these folks who really just want to do their buyouts to do this phase 1 testing? Also knowing that we don't have any money for the phase 1 testing, and that any money that may come down the pipeline in the community development block grant disaster recovery block grant would not be probably for at least another year. You getting all this, Carol?
Every bit.
Okay. So, meanwhile, I emailed Larry Martin because it occurred to me, I was like, yeah, I don't even know if Larry knows about this, because it wasn't clear to me so just so you guys know, and all of you know as well, in the past, the town would do the buyout process. And we had so few, right? So it was like this sort of laborious job that Sarah had to go through, doing all the paperwork, helping the families with the buyout. Because there were so many properties that qualified for buyouts, the state offered to take that on. So it was sort of our understanding that the state would do everything, right? And they would they would be working with the homeowners, they would be communicating with the homeowners. And at some point, it occurred to me when they sent this to me that these folks may not actually know that I got this email, which was in fact true. They did not know that that this was happening, that we as a town who are the buyers of this property were being told to recommend doing these phase 1 testing. So, meanwhile, we have these communications with the Paulins and with Larry. And Larry, who does some sleuthing because he's an appraiser, property appraiser, is that right, Larry? Larry comes to find out, and Larry, please correct me if I'm wrong, that because the Paulins were like, I don't know anything about this. Like, we bought this house in 2000. We've never heard of there being any kind of problem on this property that would cause there to be contamination. And Larry comes to find out that, in fact, there was an error in the address. Is that right, Larry, or would you like to clarify that?
Well, yeah, so I use the...
You might want to come up here, Larry, because I think that sometimes people can't hear.
Where do you want?
You can just sit right here next to Cheryl. Yeah.
So in my course of my work, I use the Natural Resources Atlas. It's a map online, and when you pull up a property, you can search for if there's any issues with that property. So after she told me, I did look, and I was surprised to see 138 3 Mile Bridge Road showed that there was contamination, an issue here. But then you can dig into it a little further, and all these the paperwork comes up and so forth. And it really wasn't that property, it's the Cadcut property, which is 116. So over here in that message. And even that property, it has what they call a smack letter, which means that it's been acceptable to a clean level. As an appraiser, I work for banks a lot, and if there's a smack letter, they're like, oh great, okay, there's a smack letter, we can lend on it, and they're not worried about it. If there's not the smack letter from the state, then it's a concern. So this one has a smack letter, but 2, the little diamond was in the wrong spot. Because it went back to 1998. Prior to I don't think they even had these maps. So they probably had an intern going through thousands of files and trying to place these little markers on the right properties. But I contacted the Agency of Natural Resources, and to my surprise, they got right back to me, and they changed it. They said it was an error. I think I sent you an email from the gentleman at the A&R, and I just printed out this map today to show you that this is the Cadcut property, and you can see the little diamond that there was an issue there. And this is my property, and this is 138.
Okay.
And there's no issues. I can pass that around if anyone
Sure.
wants to see
And
it
I think
closer.
also I had misspoken, Larry, I think to you when I said that your property was in the vicinity because you were right next door. So there were 4 properties. 2, yes, phase 1, and 2 in vicinity, meaning there's a phase 1 that we recommend, and then there's one next door that, well, we recommend that one too, and it's called in vicinity. The reason Larry's was tagged, according to my sources at the state when I first started talking with them about this is because Larry has a commercial business there, and any commercial business gets flagged for potential contaminants when they go through something like this process. So basically, they say to the town, you now have, you now own this property, and any future liabilities when you buy this property. So it's not that Larry's property had something on it that flagged it as a yes, like a solid yes recommended. It's because it's a business.
So I can address that. I mean, I'm a real estate appraiser.
Right, exactly.
A lot of chemicals.
Right.
I mean, I cut the lawn,
Exactly.
I use some gas for that, but there's no,
Right.
you know, and then there's an apartment there as well.
Yeah.
So, and prior to that, it was a daycare that the state owned.
Okay.
So, you know, it's-
And so, after also talking with the lawyer prior to even knowing about this new discovery that 138 was mislabeled, we, you know, really did believe that there's really so little risk in us not doing a phase 1 testing, and there's a far greater risk of the people getting flooded again and being in their home and not getting out of their home when they need to get out. So, so basically tonight, we're making the decision so that we can go back to the state to say, you can proceed with the buyout, we're not doing a phase 1 testing, or we're gonna do a phase 1 testing and we are going to continue for a long time to come. Zara?
I make a motion that we do not do testing and move forward with the buyouts.
Okay. Is there a
I'll second
second? Okay, is there any further discussion or questions?
Just clarification
Yep.
on, by not doing the buyouts, by this initial phase 1. So you're saying you're not going to do phase 1?
We're not going to do phase 1
Buyouts, but
testing.
We're not doing the testing, which then would bring up other, then if we test and something's bad, then we're kind of on the hook for cleaning it up and blah, 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 whereas it could be coming from this place nearby if anything is bad.
And I know that the Pollins also had, like, their underground oil tank was removed there, and they, when they did that, there was no spread, right? You had something that showed that there was no spread. So I think,
But basically what it means if we don't do the testing, Larry, is nobody can build a house there, and we can't put like a.
even if we did do the testing, nobody can build a house
Right.
there. So this, nobody can build a house there, nobody could do, I mean, you maybe could do a park or something like that, but I don't see us doing a park there, right? That's just not where parks are going.
Yeah,
So,
maybe.
right. Do you have any other questions, Larry? Okay. So if there are no questions, we have a motion and it has been moved. So all those in favor of not doing a phase 1 testing for any of the properties listed in this buyout, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. So I will get in touch with Lisa Kolb. I don't know if you've been in touch with her, but I will get in touch with her and I'll tell her that we voted not to do the testing. And hopefully you guys can just move forward on their schedule. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you for your legwork, Larry, too,
Yeah,
your
thank you.
research on
We
that.
have a lot of committees that could really use your help.
Yes, Larry. And you too, Collins, if you don't leave Middlesex, you.
Actually, honestly, easy breezy cemetery committee, all you have to do is like an RFP for mowing once in a while. Really, I'm gonna be calling you, Larry.
You got your emails right now.
She's a saleswoman,
Yeah.
Larry.
She actually is.
Thank you and good luck with everything, okay? Thank you. Sorry that you've had to deal with this trauma.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, we're moving right along. Highway report and FEMA roadwork update from Eric and Zara. So let's do that, and then, and just let us know how those box culverts are going and such, FEMA payments. And then I did include something, I don't know if we printed it out, probably not, just a little email about the guardrail standards in relation to the bridges and road standards?
It's in the pile for your password.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, of like, sort of, this is, and then also, is this the pile to pass around? Oh, that's yours?
That's mine. Somewhere it's.
Copies to pass around. Perfect, thank you. So there's an email,
I printed two.
oh, perfect. Okay.
Password.
Okay,
I have those.
okay.
I printed them from the.
Yeah, and then state, okay, so what we would want to be looking at is state funding question. Did you have this too, Larry?
Paul, you
have that
don't
right?
have it.
State funding questions. No, I emailed everybody everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
unless, yeah. I'll take you
An
mine.
error in placement of A&R that begins, and municipal grants. So these are the things that we're talking about right now. Okay, so how are we doing? Okay, you give us a highway report.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as equipment's concerned, the International has a sensor being replaced on the turbo tomorrow. Keeps throwing code. The Freightliner got towed away today to get that checked out. The John Deere's coming out on Friday to look at the grader. That's throwing a couple codes that I just want to get checked out before they turn into something serious. And the excavator was serviced today. We've been working on Macy Road, 4810 work. Old Brook Road, we're still waiting on the method of repair for that. I kind of got Dexter working on something else for the moment, but he's back on that now. Dolan Road, we're done working on there. The training for the new program's going well, and when time allows, I'm going to work on a sign inventory of the whole town, which will include pictures of where they are, locations, and everything.
Of
And
what,
that'll
the
be-
culverts?
What's that?
Of what?
Signs.
Oh, signs, okay.
Signs, yes.
I'm trying to think, Eric, when we had a big push when the new reflectivity stuff came out.
Yep.
Was there did I leave a 3-ring binder?
There
on
might be.
Okay.
Basically, the way this is going to work is we can go out and take pictures of all the signs, put them on the GPS, and then they're uploaded to a map. And it'll have a map of the sign and the surrounding area of each, where they all are. And then you can grade them. And it's just another way to monitor and keep
Yeah.
track of what's going
Yeah, I
on.
have to say this software program is fantastic. It was, I needed to fill
Are you
out
gonna need an
a
iPad?
sheet
Are you gonna need an
of the
iPad?
guys, their equipment,
I've got
and their
one.
hours, and
I'm
what
gonna
was done on the road,
Ask for
culvert,
money on it.
dirt. He was able to plug it into the software program and
Makes
spit
more
it right out.
sense.
Yeah.
So quick.
easy
Oh,
to-
great.
So if and when the FEMA thing happens again, having the software program is going
Makes
to
life
be-
100% easier.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And then as far as the permits for the box culverts, we should have a couple of them, I would imagine probably tomorrow or Thursday. I mean, we're right there. I'm just waiting on the reply back from the state.
And that's center notch, 2 center, 1 notch.
South Bear.
South.
I had to go to Elmore the other morning.
Yep.
As you come into Putnamville, one of those fancy signs of ours.
Not working again?
Is it too? I'm wondering if it's the shade though, because it's
Yeah.
really
Sometimes they
leafed.
work, sometimes they don't.
Okay.
They never work.
Okay.
I
Well,
live
I've gone over there and
I
they
have
work
never
and
seen
then.
them work.
Yeah, I
So
wasn't sure.
I think the trees on the other side.
Yeah,
cut.
yeah. I mean, it's shady. It's a big canopy there.
Yep.
So I was just curious.
Yeah. It's on my list of
Add it
things.
to the list.
Here you go. No, the rare time that I drove through there.
'Cause sometimes, yeah, I've seen it. Usually it's not working, but I've seen them work once in a while.
Old
I don't
Brook
know. I
Road
don't
is
know.
holding up. Old Brook Road is at
It
least.
hasn't fallen any more than it has
Okay.
right in the beginning. Oh, yeah.
Just to see it.
Yeah.
And it did look, I mean, it was much worse than the pictures, but then it also looked like it was very, like, it settled.
It's been at that position
Yeah.
now for a while. Probably since the night my neighbor came in to talk.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's been like that long.
And we do have hope for,
Yep. Yeah, they've already done the A&E cost of that, and it's already been submitted, I
Okay.
believe.
Yep. So everybody has a
Yes.
photocopied sheet. This is the 4810. Before I get into that, the 4720, the 2023 work. There are still the remaining 3 roads. All three are waiting on A&R permits
Yeah.
still. And so Dexter was, he just did Center and Notch, and it's out there for us. He's now working on East Hill, Portal, and Old Brook to get those three wrapped up, and then he'll move to
Lower Sunny.
Lower Sunnybrook.
That'll be done. We should be able to do that this year.
Yeah.
And get that completed, as far as the work too.
The work to do.
I'm hoping the time frame will allow.
The other two, East Hill and Portal Lake, they've moved their way all the way through FEMA. The last thing that they need is the permit from the state
4720.
for 4720, and the 750,000 for East Hill and the 250 for Portal will be obligated after going.
Yes,
What's the first road you said?
and they have to do a couple corrective actions, which is like less than a half a day's worth of work. So they just need to add some more stone on it.
And then, so we've got the other 700,000 would be Lower
Yeah.
Sunnybrook. And then that would wrap up the 2023 4720.
Is Durtech still in town?
Not right now.
I wasn't sure.
Hopefully by Thursday they'll be.
Yeah.
They'll be back.
So how much are we still hoping to get from FEMA?
So for 4720, we're still stuck at 1.3 million
Remaining.
remaining to be repaid. Right now, what we have obligated for 4810, 2024, we have, all the roads that the crew did, that was almost $90,000 worth of work, so they paid us back 67. And then the other obligated road was Macy Road at 390, so we got 290. Anything else obligated is for A&Es. So we've got Daniels Farm Road and Bridge and A&E coming almost 15,000, so we get 11 of that.
Can you just tell us what these two numbers are? This is what it costs, this is what we'll get.
That's the cost, and
Okay.
that's the Fed share, the 75% Fed
Yeah.
share. So 100% cost, 75% Fed share. So let's see, Old Brook, Daniels Farm.
And if it says obligated, that's been,
Obligated means it's being sent to Cheryl to
Yeah.
sign off on. The A&Es are for architecture and engineering, so we're going to have to pay somebody to do that and pay the money to do that. And then we'll know really how much the damages are going to be. Like, so these numbers are going to change. I have one printed out for the first. All the numbers keep changing. It was changed from June. So when it's over 4 million for 4810 2024, and that's the best I can do right now.
and nothing, but I thought some of that had come in already. Like,
Yeah,
great.
Macy came in, and the Nellie Chase, Tangletown, Colby, North Bear Swamp came in. Now some of these A&Es have been obligated. There is a slowdown. You guys have all heard that anything over $100,000, which is everything on this list, goes right to the desk of Christy Nome and sits there for God knows how long. So I cannot tell you when we're going to get that back. We're going to have to set a deadline for the Z-work so we
Picked
can.
that ridiculous number, $100,000.
Right. I mean, she's going to have all of these just from our tiny little town in Vermont. Can you imagine what her desk is going to look like?
Yeah, she's gonna realize maybe I should have said 10 million.
Let's hope. So hopefully that'll move through. Yeah. We're about halfway there in terms of our repayments for the total of 2, but we need more.
Yep. Okay.
And
These are all 2024, right?
this is as of today, 2024. Yeah.
Does anyone have a sense of what the roads were like up in the Northeast Kingdom for that little mini burst they had? Did they have some bad damage up there?
Oh, yeah, they had some bad
There's a
damage.
couple, yeah.
Paved roads caving in and stuff.
I was in Alburg that day, and
Yeah.
it never got cloudy. I got videos from Stowe that really got me
So
worried.
isolated.
And our area was pretty much unscathed, but it kind of went northeast traveling.
I mean, it's just a matter of time before it comes again for us. Yes, Zara, did you want to say something else?
No, I think
Okay.
that's it, except for the whole, we did run into the guardrail issue, so if we want to,
Oh, yeah, so yeah, can you explain the guardrail issue and how it related to getting reimbursed?
Yes. So we added guardrails to Old Brook Road because prior to that, they had trees lining the bank.
So, I'm sorry, there were no guardrails and now you're suggesting that
Well, we put them there because it's a straight drop off to the brook right on the edge of the road. There's no shoulder to the brook.
no trees to stop you anymore.
Okay.
So FEMA will not reimburse us for that because on our
2016?
2019 codes and standards that we signed off on, we put no for guardrail standards.
The guardrail
Standards.
Did we get an email that said that maybe we could turn that frown upside down?
I think we can change that, but I don't know if it's going to help us for.
Right, so
Yeah.
Michelle Redmond says,
What was the reason we didn't?
I don't know.
We can figure that out.
I don't know. Everything says yes except guardrail said no. It must have been a mistake, an oversight or something.
That was in
He says-
what year?
19.
yeah, he says currently they have, this is Keith from Central
But it could have
Regional
been.
Planning.
Just a, I don't know.
Currently, they have marked no for this section on the bridge and road standards about the guardrail. And section 6 is guardrail standard when a roadway, culvert bridge, or retaining wall construction or reconstruction project results in hazards such as forest slopes, drop-offs, or fixed obstacles within the designated clear zone, a roadside barrier shall be installed. For roadway situations, an approved barrier system is steel beam guardrail with 6-foot posts. If there's less than 3 feet from the rail to the hazard, then steel beam. Guardrail with 8-foot posts shall be used. A G10 is an approved guardrail system. V-Trans bridge rail system shall be referenced. For situations that don't allow for the above treatments, then the most current version of the AASHTO roadside design guide will govern the analysis of the hazard and the subsequent treatment of that hazard. So currently, we had marked no for that section. And to move their answer to yes, would that change the state funding to the town? And what would be the time frame to implement guardrails in the town? Also, would they have to install guardrails in all locations with
Right.
drop-off?
That's probably.
I was just gonna say, because you remember one time a girl on a bike,
Yes, that was Chris McVeigh's
Chris
daughter.
McVeigh's daughter, and I think what we figured out was if we had to install guardrails in every location in Middlesex that would technically require,
Yes.
based on our standards, we would
Go
be
bankrupt.
boxed in. We would be boxed in like
Yeah.
when we have the bumpers in the bowling alley. Like
Right.
that's how our roads would be.
Right.
And I think that's what it was.
So he says also, would they have to install guardrails in all locations with drop-offs such as culverts, sleep slopes, and bridges to qualify, or just problem locations? And she said, Keith, they only need to bring the guardrail, this doesn't answer the question. They only need to bring the guardrail up to standard or install it during new or reconstruction project.
So basically, she's saying that
No.
if it's an existing area and you're not doing any work to it, you don't need to put a guardrail.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And
But see,
then,
what I worry about is even like Better Back Roads grants or something like that, if that could somehow get hinged on any kind of funding stuff. And I'm not
get it.
trying to push safety aside,
No, I
but
get
we
it.
have a lot
No, very
of
much.
areas that,
And guardrails are expensive.
oh
I
man.
know. So I guess the question
$20-something
is,
a foot?
we just did the bridges and road standards. Did we send that in? Isn't that what we had to do?
Did we check yes this time?
No,
No, I'm
because
assuming not.
you don't fill that form out. You just sign off that you're still following that form.
I feel like based on what she's saying there, that we should say yes in case we have to get
How do we
repaid.
go back, I wonder?
I don't think you can. I don't know.
We have to be able to go back.
Let me
Yeah,
ask you this, what was the cost that we're not getting reimbursed?
14,000.
$14,000.
It's significant.
I know, but not compared to if we look in the future with the amount that we would potentially be obligated
But they're
to
not,
do.
they're not saying that we're obligated to guardrail everything. They're
no.
just saying that only to repair what's there. So we don't have to put in new if we don't want to, unless we deem it necessary because, you know, like where this drop-off is with Old Brook, it's gonna need more guardrails. Because as
Do you-
these things keep happening to us, we're gonna need more
Email
guardrails.
Michelle and
and we're gonna need
asking
maybe
her that
pay us
question?
back,
Like,
Assuming.
you're gonna ask her,
Right, exactly.
how would we change the 2019 bridges and road standards to say,
And will that
Proactively.
yeah, or
prorate us retroactively?
Retroactively, thank you.
I can ask.
impact, because we're not getting
$14,000.
We're not getting 14,000 from FEMA for a guardrail that we could put in or something?
Where was the guardrail? Old Brook?
Yeah.
What about the guardrail on Culver Hill Road? There was never a guardrail there.
Yeah, there was, wasn't there? Yeah. But they never questioned it.
I wanted a guardrail there forever.
You wished it into being. You are a magical creature.
No, it wasn't, because I was always afraid people would go flying off that into the ravine.
And they didn't catch it.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess there's no action on there, but that's maybe our next step is to figure out how to get that box checked, yes.
Yeah, or do we discuss
Right.
more about whether we want to or not?
So then there was also, which is not entirely clear to me what this money's for, what if we have to use it for something, but we got an email from Ella, our representative, back in May, saying, I wanted to make sure you're aware that the fiscal year 26 state budget that we're passing out today and sending to the governor includes local economic damage grants to municipalities hard hit by the 23-24 floods. I believe the town of Middlesex qualifies for the largest available grant of $75,000. The legislature is authorizing the agency of administration to make these payments between July 1 and September 30th. And if they don't make the payment by September 30th, the funds get rolled into the ERAF program. I tried to get the language changed so that the funds would definitely go to the municipalities and wouldn't roll into another fund if the agency of administration missed the deadline, but I was not successful in this effort. Although I did ensure the language was moved from the Budget Adjustment Act to the fiscal year 26 budget and that the deadlines were adjusted to the new fiscal year. I've attached the language from the budget for your information. I want to help ensure you get this payment before the September 30th deadline. Let's keep in touch this summer. So at some point, Zara reminds me and she goes, hey, do we know anything about what's happening? And I said, no. So let's reach out to Keith. So I asked Keith if he knew about it. He didn't know anything about it, but he did some sleuthing. And he found out from Pat Moulton, who works on the municipal side of emergency management stuff. She said, good morning. See below. Ethan Hurley is the finance director for the recovery office. He indicates funds should be distributed in August. Impacted communities will hear directly from the finance office. Okay, this is what he says. These funds will follow a similar process to how we distributed last year. We'll reach out to impacted municipalities with a Microsoft Office form that they need to fill out. That'll happen later this month, in July. Our goal will be to distribute the funds between August 18th and August 29th with a few stragglers in September. So, is there any restrictions on this money, or is it just to pay us back? Does anyone know? Well, I hope we get $75,000.
I hope we do. In that first email that she sent to us, though, it's 4810, but it's not 4720.
Oh,
for
no.
whatever reason. Well, if you look on that first one that she sent to us, I don't know, she named off another number. Maybe she got it wrong, or
I mean,
Well,
either way-
Ella said said the 23 and 24 floods.
Right, but she put in the 4-digit number, like
Oh, maybe
24
she,
was
yeah.
correct, 4810.
Well, here's the language from the, from the language from the thing says 1,800,000 general fund for local economic damage grants to municipalities and counties that are eligible for FEMA public assistance funds under federal disaster declarations 4810-0 and 4744. It is the intent of the General Assembly that these local economic damage grants be distributed to municipalities throughout the state to address the secondary economic impacts of the 23 and 2024 flooding events.
But we'd still get 35, I think.
Oh. It says 75, did we have $5 million in damage?
For 4720, but not for 4810. Well, maybe for 4810. We don't know until we do the engineering and.
What happened? What happened in 2023 that was
We
47?
probably will.
You guys, what was 4744? Was that St. John's Ferry in 2023?
Yeah, might have been.
Why aren't they talking about 4720?
Because it,
Because we got 90% probably, that's why.
but
So I think you're right. It's not gonna be 75,000.
But
50,000 between 2 million and 5 million.
We'll get that.
It's funny that they keep talking about 23 and 2024 flooding events. All right. Anyway, okay, so there's that information that I just wanted
And
to
they might
share.
just have the number wrong.
I doubt it. That's a bad number to get wrong in legislature.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the agenda. So we have a to-do for you on the bridges and road standards for the guardrail. And that's it. So now we're at the fire department and we have Jeff here. We're a little early, but that's great because I'm hoping we don't have to be here until 7. So Jeff, take it away. No, you weren't.
So, I'm back from my wild and crazy motorcycle.
Yay.
So, we are up to 41 calls as of yesterday afternoon. That number changed at 1:30 this morning. 10 calls for the period, so that's a pretty good amount. We had one out to Waterbury. Total max was 8 responders. Min was 2 for an average of 4.4. It's a little bit of a drop, but considering it's summer vacation and everything, I'm not really too concerned. Engine 1 was out 5 and 6 not. Tanker was out twice. Rescue was out 5 times. Truck 14, none, and 1 POV. So we had Culver Hill CO alarm that was a false alarm. Route 12. Temporary state facility that seems to be permanent. There were a couple of residents who got up on the roof and they needed our ladders to get them down. 100 in Cobble Hill, not really sure where in Waterbury, Duxbury that is, but that was not for us. For some reason, the dispatcher thought 100 is us, but it's like, nowhere does 100 touch Middlesex. It took a little convincing to get them to figure that out. 89, 2-car motor vehicle accident, nothing found. So it's probably just 2 people stopped talking. US 2 motor vehicle, MVA vehicle versus deer, those never go well. Welsh Road was the mutual aid out to Waterbury, they requested a tanker. We had a 89 again, we had a 1-car into the median. Hit the rocks. Nobody was hurt in our transport. And then in our own fire station, we had a fire alarm. It was the belt on the air compressor ended up smoking and set the alarm off. And
Thank goodness.
the trucks were there before the rest of us were.
they beat us.
It's just a
So we had
test.
6 responders on that.
Was it dangerous?
No, it was. It's happened before.
It just proves that our system works.
Good.
There's not much that can Gardner.
Yeah.
So fast squad, we had 12 total calls and 9 medical calls. Training, we had a meeting with Capital Dispatch down there so they can show us how busy they are, and we're trying to talk to them. And comms are bad, and how we best can help each other. And one of the important things that I got away from it is we have a system called A911, and if you can tap on the navigation, it uses Google Maps to say where something is. Well, sometimes Google Maps will put an address in Berlin
Yeah.
and various places. So they talked about how they looked at the E911 mapping, which you all may be familiar with, especially when private roads turn into public roads because they have more than 3 people on, 3 houses. Those are much more accurate than Google Maps. But we do have, if we have an issue, now we can notify them and they can send it into Google to make the change. Repairs, again, state inspection due on all 5 vehicles this month. Purchases, none. Notes, so we have 2 folks still enrolled in the EMT class. 3 had to drop out because of work. It's summertime, it's their busy time. But hopefully there's going to be another free class in October in Waterbury if they want to try to get into it. But the 2 that are in there, the class is going well. I've heard from the instructor. They have changed things around some, so you no longer have to take, you take your written test, but you don't have to do a practical after you've done all the little practicals in the class. They said, nope, you pass the class practical, that part's done, move on. So both are doing well. The other thing is, in case you haven't noticed, we're in a warm period. Today, tomorrow, Thursday, the National Weather Service of Burlington has put out a hot temps and high humidity warning. Temps today, 85 to 95, Wednesday, 90 to 100, and Thursday, not 85 to 95. The big thing is here with us, it's the humidity. We are not used to this heat and humidity, so make sure you have cool water. Take plenty of breaks, get out of the heat. If you feel like you're getting effective, get yourself out of the environment. Even just being under a tree helps a lot, but if you can get into an air-conditioned vehicle, or, I mean, the creeks are down, but jump in the creek. Just be cognizant of you are not going to be able to do your normal activities, biking, running, whatever, lawn work, try to get it done early in the morning. And on top of this, we've got the smoke from Canada coming in. So for those people that maybe have respiratory compromises, plan to stay inside if possible for the next couple of days.
For that public service announcement.
And then if you haven't seen my front porch forum post, Montpelier posted a local use tax.
Thank you for that. That was interesting.
So yeah, now check all your online stuff because they're adding it in based on the zip code, and I'm working with Netflix on how to resolve that. Montpelier's like, well, that's the way it is. So Berlin has the same thing, but everybody who has the Montpelier zip code, the money's going to Montpelier. Right. So does this mean Montpelier's going to let out-of-town residents vote in their elections because taxation without representation?
So how does Berlin do it? Would they have that? And how does it not go to?
They have their own, but for those people that live in Berlin that have the Montpelier zip code, they see, oh yeah, they're 1%. They must be going to Berlin. Well, it's not. It's going to Montpelier. So I don't know if the +4 is going to break it out. I'm working with Netflix on that. I'm also going to write the state attorney general.
Well, let's just get our own 1% tax and see what
I
happens.
thought I would not even be against that if it was benefiting Middlesex.
Spread out to all of
Because
zero.
The local, they're getting hit with it, and it's going to Montpelier.
Right.
So even if we had one here, because
We don't have our own post office.
right.
You know what we need to do?
Get a post office?
Get our own post office.
God, no.
What's next?
So just be aware. When I find out more,
I'm going to be the postmistress general.
but just be aware. Check your bills as they come in because
I will. I
Interesting.
Let us know
Thank you
how
for
you
leading the
how you
charge on
resolve
that and
it,
even
so
thinking
that
of
we
it.
can follow your lead.
Do that I've seen, but it has just started, so.
Early, it's on, yeah.
Alrighty, any questions for the fire department?
Can I add something?
Yes.
So, as a department, we would like to get a Connex box down at the station to do training in. And I talked to
I don't know what a Connex box is.
big metal
Shipping container.
Oh,
And I talked to Kevin Thompson and about the permitting process, and we're all set with that. We are going to purchase it with the funds that we have as a department. We'll be able to have small fires in there, do doors and walls, and so you can have smoke
Okay.
and everything else, and spray water. But I would like to ask permission of the select board for us to go forward.
I mean, if you got the money, how much is it?
yeah,
I talked to Jamie, we're gonna get it at cost from Bulldogs.
okay.
You won't get it cheaper.
No.
What do they cost? Couple thousand?
$2,000.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't put it on the agenda to vote on it, but you want to buy it?
Yeah, it'd be through the town, not our budget,
No, I know.
but yes.
Where are you gonna put it?
We're thinking probably on the park side of the driveway. There's room there, so we can get trucks there.
Ideally not near anything.
No, it's not near anything.
Okay.
It's near a field.
Even in our purchasing policy, I think under 3,000.
Yeah,
so
I think
go
it's
ahead.
fine. I don't think we need to vote on it. Yeah,
Well, just
okay.
wanted to make you aware of it, so
Alrighty.
you're saying what things like going on.
Sounds good. Thank you.
That's all I got.
Alrighty, any other questions for the fire department? Okay.
Thank you for everything.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
guys.
Sure.
Is there a question, excuse me, is there a question on the computer there? It says,
No,
Says
so you need to
community.
identify yourself.
It's me saying, so she can edit for the minutes.
gotcha.
Sorting out the river.
So,
I just-
I'm wondering if,
See you guys.
bye guys.
Bye, guys.
I'm wondering if there's any reason for us to skip down and wait until 6 to review the municipal tax rate. Do you think that someone might only pop on at 6 for the agenda?
Well, the only other thing we have is the purchasing
But
policy.
yeah, we're not going to do that because she's not here, but we could skip down to the errors and omissions, for example. We could,
Sure.
why don't we do that, just in case someone wants.
No, they won't, but just in case.
Just in case, yeah. All right, so errors and omissions. Do you guys want to just briefly just give us a heads up on what it is we're signing?
Sure, I guess, last year, this was the home that the select board debated that
Yeah.
back in July. And the notes that I found on it was that we're waiting for a permit to rebuild. And I understand that found is that, we're going.
Permits haven't been done yet. So when we rolled the grand list over, it was still as it stood, like the house was there.
Okay.
And so Cheryl had gotten an email and forwarded it to me. And so Sam and I came in today and we 100% appreciated that home because it's no longer there.
Okay.
And we went along with the select board said last year because water and the sewer and the water did not work also. So we got rid of that until they have that redone. So it's almost like the only
Is
thing
it
that
just land?
the land and the site, the outbuilding.
Okay.
That's the big impacts on. So if you look at, I think you've got you gave it to me, right? This.
Yeah, we have it
If you look
here.
at the difference, what is there is like 23486 is now minus that. And what that is
Everything I just said is still full.
Yeah, it was 234,806 and it's now
And if, yeah, no,
94.
yeah. And what that includes is the land, the outbuildings, and still the pond and the, landscaping.
Okay, so we're just signing this to say that we agree.
Right.
The email that I got had nothing to, he emailed me because he wanted to ask for an abatement. And so what I said to him was, I don't think that you should have a dwelling on your bill anyway, and it's only for your land improvements. And so he was okay as long as he wasn't going to get a bill for having the dwelling. So he has no interest in abating anything at this point.
Okay, so it's just on the right-hand side that we signed. Okay, so that's done. Thank you for that. And did I send you guys an email to give you a heads up about the squatter?
Yes.
Okay, so I had a conversation, so I first heard about it from, I think you had heard from some people that there was a person that had been, that started to live in the cabin at the end of Notch Road. There's this ramshackle cabin that the town acquired when we bought the land and it became town property land.
When was that?
Gosh, and since I've been on the board, so in the last 12 years, it was probably 10 years ago? 8 years ago? You don't think so?
No,
Think longer?
No, because the prior owner had the same problem.
Yeah, it's been,
Has it been 10 years?
Well, I know that we had the problem when I was on the board, and it was our town.
Yeah.
We owned it. So there has been, so it's far away, but there was a homeless couple that was there when I was on the board, a long time ago. And then it's been vacant for a long time.
This is one of them. He asked me.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, he asked me for directions where.
Oh, it's the same one? It's the one of the couple?
He said he lived there a few years back, so I think he was one of, there was like three
The original
that lived there.
squatters?
Yeah, but I didn't realize he was living there. He just
Oh, that he was
said
squatter,
lived
yeah.
there.
So anyway, he's known, so Brian Redmond, who lives right next door to the cabin.
Yeah.
He alerted the town. So I called the state police. I think he had maybe tried to call the sheriff, and the sheriff said they couldn't help or something. I don't remember. I don't want to say anything about the sheriff, but I called the state police, and they immediately responded, and they went up there. They found his stuff with his name on it. They know him. He's a known entity. And he has, caused some problems. He's allegedly not dangerous, but you wouldn't want to get around him if he was drinking heavily, which he has a problem with. And he has a parole officer. And so she was going to tell the parole officer that she had issued a no trespassing order. I asked Brian today, any update? Have you seen the guy? He hasn't seen him. He had not heard from the state police. He did try to call the state police and hasn't heard back about the update of the situation. Long and short is the state police advised that we put no trespassing signs ourselves on the building. And maybe some trees around it. The Conservation Commission doesn't want to post it everywhere because we want people to be able to walk up, in the woods, right? But and the building is an eyesore and it's not safe. So we don't want people climbing in it anyway, right? Because it's a liability. It's kind of a junky place. So I certainly was not going to go there myself, and I thought of two people that I thought would be really good. Paul.
Oh.
I do get really aggressive.
Larry the ex-cop and Paul the neighbor.
I'll drive. I'll follow your lead.
I have a suggestion.
And we go with no trespassing signs that have to be signed by the board. So I would sign those no trespassing signs. And I mean, we could ask the police, but I don't think that, I did ask, does he have a gun? No, it was not that. Yes.
If the structure is not of value to us in any way, can't we have the fire department use it as a training exercise and burn it down?
Well, I think that's an interesting concept, but I think that it's not a bad cabin, right? It could be fixed up and it could be rented out. Right? It's on a river. It could be income, right? I mean, it could be something, and I don't think the Conservation Commission is ready to say let's burn this cabin down. There is another cabin too. There's two. There's two cabins.
Is this something we own? Is this something we can sell for tax money?
No. this is on town land now, that's like our.
It's not readily accessible.
Yeah, there's no
It's near the town
driveway.
forest.
And why he even wants to live there, I remember the last couple, they would go and they'd go and beg, and then they'd come back every day,
Yeah.
like.
This might be the same person.
Like, so I was hoping that Larry and Paul, I would come, but I'm not going by myself, would go hike out there. That's right. We don't want that.
We're just
We just want
going to hang out.
We just want to. That's true. We don't have to talk about it.
Right.
As long as we don't talk about it.
So I just wanted to pass on some information from my neighbor Steve Jufrey, who's on the call. The town forest is used a lot by. A primary use is a big portion of that are females. And what we worry about in our little community, which my little community is over there as well, is everything that you've previously mentioned. On top of that, this has been a problem in the past. I would at least be in support to what Zara has mentioned, talking with the Conservation Commission about what their thoughts would be on keeping this structure long term. It is not benefiting us of any kind. It's actually causing us problems. So in my opinion, if the structure itself is a bit of a liability already, structurally, it's causing more headaches than the offset of benefiting us. I don't really see, a kid is playing and gets a rusty nail. I mean, it's that simple. And I can tell you with complete honesty, there's no one going up there maintaining of any sort,
Which is something we talked about
Sure.
early on. It was like, okay, we're inheriting this cabin. What does that mean for, maintaining it? I mean, I would actually like to know what's even on our insurance policy.
Right, for sure.
Is that something you could check for us?
Yep, I can.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. That's the world.
For the short term, putting the Harrington State Police, putting the no trespassing signs on it, then give them the permission to arrest him immediately. Because there's nothing on there now, all they can do is issue a no trespassing warrant. They can't arrest him. And then that means if they arrest him and he's breaking parole or whatever, then that's more of a chance he's not going to come back. So why don't I consider inviting I invite the commission to either an August meeting just to say, to have this conversation. I know Dave Shepherd was interested and Adrian Vito was interested in this topic, and see what they have to say, because we can't maintain it as a select board.
Right.
And if they really want this so badly, they have to be maintaining it.
Right.
And locking it, getting it locked and
Getting it
signage.
locked and, right, all that kind of stuff. I think that they broke a window. I think there's a lock, but I think, yep.
Just a couple things. For one, you can drive a four-wheeler right to the turnaround there, so you just gotta go down the path by Hunter in that area. My understanding, Sarah's not here anymore, is that the woman that owned it before has a long-term lease on one of the cabins.
Oh,
because of her
that's
son. So I don't know if you can rip it down.
You're right about that.
So then
It's
isn't it her
like
problem?
a lifetime lease.
Or something because of her son. Yeah, because it was memories. And she got rid of it because she couldn't get the squatters out. I think that's why the town got involved to begin with.
Yes, this is all coming back to me, Shelley.
Yeah. So I don't.
So maybe we didn't own it at that time.
No,
Maybe
see,
that's.
I remember her owning it, because I remember when it was for sale, and the town got involved.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm sorry, what does that mean? What legally binding thing is
I think she leases it, or it's some kind of terminology.
Like for $1 or something.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
There was something, because the town got it at a good
But I
price.
still think we own it.
Oh, it was
It's just a lifetime
written
lease
in
on
the
it.
deed.
Yeah.
Can we have
I mean, we can double check the deed, but
Let's-
pretty
yeah.
sure.
Can we have her son, who this means so much to, come rip it down and put it somewhere
I
else?
think her son is buried there.
Oh, gosh.
That was my understanding, or something. It was something weird, right? I I just.
I have no idea. I did not know there was a cabin up there.
This is weirder than checking.
Sarah, yeah.
You're right, Shelley.
A lot of people didn't realize there was a cabin up there at all.
This is a strange story. So wait, it's now a burial ground?
She has a lease.
No, again, I just remember
She has a lease
conversation.
until she dies, so that she can go back and
Because one of our neighbors went
But
there.
that's not the structure, that's the land.
And so
No, it's the
cooler and stuff, so I was gonna go up there, but again, I didn't wanna go along.
let's see if we can.
I mean,
Who
I'm
is this
happy to go.
woman
We
and-
can take my side-by-side up and we can put signs and kind of, we can even update the board on kind of what's going on up there and the condition, grab some pictures.
So,
And then I'm happy to have a conversation with this woman about, once we talk to the Conservation Committee, if everybody wants it down, I'll call the woman and explain to her that her son is gone, and I'm so sorry, but we need to do something about this.
We can even maybe do some memorial.
There you go. Yep.
okay, so I think, if we, what we
Meantime,
could
get their
vote on
name.
right now, you guys, is to give Paul and or Larry permission to sign the no trespassing signs, to purchase and sign. That way I don't have to sign.
I make a motion that Paul and Larry can purchase and sign the no trespassing signs and go and put them up.
Okay, is there a second?
That's probably have to be you.
That'd be you.
I'll second. All those in favor, say aye. Okay. All right, that would be great, guys, and then we can get it updated the next meeting.
Thank
Is there anyone online that has any questions? Because it's possible that you came to hear about this problem. And unmute yourself if you did.
Thought maybe Steve, but
Okay. Hearing none. We will.
It's 6
now
o'clock.
6 o'clock. So we're going to move to setting of the tax rates. We did receive a email from Cheryl that I forwarded to you guys. They gave some samples. And Cheryl, if you want to sort of talk us through, especially the newer board members, what it is that you did with the help of
Dorinda.
Sorry, Dorinda.
So basically what we do is we put in the budget into Nimerick, and then there's this Excel spreadsheet.
A little louder, sorry.
There's this Excel spreadsheet that we input all the information in. It has expected anticipated revenue at the top, as well as what the budgets are coming out and what we need to raise for money. The grand list come to $2.4 million. So we come down and we got the education rate, which is the piece on the back, which dropped almost 5 cents this year. So based on that, we did a couple different calculations using the same piece of property so everybody could see what difference it made. You know, you see the 2024, the tax rate was $617.51. The first bill we did was the exact rate that it comes out to with the calculation and using the Excel spreadsheet. The tax amount is $620 per quarter. And then we went straight up to adding 1 cent. Every time you add a penny, it adds $24,000 to the budget. So if you look at the third, Dorinda and I suggest doing the third one. This one here, and it's because it adds. We added I think it was 3 cents extra.
So in other words, in 2024, this person's tax bill was $2,732.04, and if we add 3 cents, it'll be $2,740.
No, it was $2,740. If we add the 3 cents, it'll be $2,500. They're all at total
No,
tax.
I'm going to the total tax piece, not this.
Yeah, because you got to exclude the state tax because that changes.
I'm just looking at the highlighted
oh,
So as you
I
can
see.
see, it don't
total tax.
raise it a whole lot.
highlighted as a relative
3,
term of
2,
total
And we could really use
cost.
the
1,
money.
right, exactly.
You see that chart?
Yeah.
And actually, I heard from Dorinda today who suggested we could even go 4 cents or 5
I
cents.
mean, I'm almost wondering that too. So you said for every cent it's 23,000.
24,000.
24,000. So 3 cents is 75,000. So 4 cents would be 1,000, or 100,000. So there's our road
And I think
repair.
what I hear back from feedback and things is that people would rather pay a little now than having to borrow money and pay interest on that down the road.
Yep.
I'm not
Yeah.
100% on board with that.
Yep. So 4 cents would be essentially an extra. So the question is, once we start doing the tax reappraisal, that starts when? This summer? I keep thinking it's starting this
It's supposed
summer.
to start now.
But it's like, it's already summer.
It's supposed to be starting right now. They're supposed to be in process right now.
Are they?
I don't know.
Are they going around? No?
And I'm going around, I know the young man that was supposed to do it, left.
Oh, no.
That was when they did that one copy for us, he moved. So, but I know Ed stopped in, one of the days that wasn't here, I don't know. But he had stopped in to introduce himself, so I'm not sure if he's doing that himself or having somebody else.
That would be for next year anyway, right? Or not? I mean, how does
It's 2
that
years.
work? Or
It's a
do they wait for 2
2-year
years to go by?
Isn't it 2 years? They
It's
want
going to
it-
take 2027 is when it be.
Okay, so they don't do 1 year half the properties and 1 year the second half. Yeah, gotcha. So,
Right now, we're probably just collecting data.
yeah,
So it's going to be a lot.
gotcha. Okay, so, so it's our decision as a board to decide, so basically what we would be doing is making it a little bit more for extra money that we've lost because of the flood, right? I mean, that's really the rationale behind this, is that we're not getting everything back, and this is one easy way to not really hard hit the taxpayers, but get an extra 100,000 to help us with paying bills.
And this is 2 cents more than what we set for the tax, what we calculated for the tax rate. This isn't, just because it says 3 up here, it's not 3 cents.
Right, yeah.
Just option.
Yeah.
Right.
So which option did you recommend?
Well, we're recommending one that's not even on here, which is raising it even a little bit more
Oh, okay.
to, what, 5
The
cents?
school tax rate dropped 5 cents.
Right, and
So basically, if we put it at 5 cents, it's gonna, everybody's bill will be pretty close to the same thing.
much lower, yeah. Yeah, and Mark pointed out for the budget committee this year that because of
Something that happened last year, we were already, even before this, savings of school, like at 2.5% or something. We were
I guess
really
my
low.
question is this, though, and I don't know the answer. The folks at town meeting pass a budget. This is a budget plus. Is there a certain, do we have certain flexibility in our tax rate to be raising extra money above and beyond what's in our budget?
Well, the debt is not in our budget right now.
Right, we've got debt.
We have the,
Yeah,
figure out
okay.
all that dirt tech stuff is not considered items that are in our budget. We're
Right.
gonna pay for that,
Okay,
interest and the parts that we're responsible for.
yep. I guess my question is there a limit to how much we as a town could say we're going to set our tax rate at
I don't
based
believe
on the
so,
budget?
because-
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do, I have no idea though what the answer is.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. And I know we've done that. We do this every year, but it's just making, it's just occurring to me that, but you're right, the debt is not in there, the amount of interest isn't in there.
I wish this was a little more reflective
Yeah,
of.
okay. I could ask that
Yeah,
question
we don't
of
Not an
Vermont leagues and cities and
$85,000.
towns.
So, but if we draw it, if we,
There may be a certain amount that we're like
because the
legally allowed
inflation
to.
rate dropped in 5 cents, and if we raise
Right.
it 5 cents, we're just gonna be level
Right.
what they were in
What's-
2024.
What's the median home value? Ish, guess, 250,000, 350,000?
I won't say 350.
That's actually being taxed,
Oh.
You don't do reporting on it, so now I'm not sure. Real estate.
You had to take a stab.
Probably find out.
Well, the only reason that
Well, for a tax rate, it's probably 250.
well, okay, they're gonna
Because we're like,
yeah, well, and
you know
they're
what I
gonna
mean?
yeah.
Not what you
Let's
can
say
sell it for.
250 before the reappraisal, and then it'll be
You were
350.
looking at the sale recently for what?
Well,
Right.
I think 250 would be low.
yeah.
That's why I'm just
sale
wondering,
price.
because this is
If I was gonna guess, I would
on an 85, I'm wondering if we could do one
Right,
at
300, right?
250.
I was gonna guess.
What would it be if it was
Yeah,
close
so
to 250?
what would that, and I'm just curious more of like 85 is not necessarily realistic of the general population in Middlesex. So what does that actual impact look like on, say, a $300,000 house?
Because it's only going up by $10 in each one of these, so it's like going up by $10. Is that, but that's not the same, it would go up by like $30 or $40 if it was 250. All right, so that's what it would be like. So if you're 5,000 now, and with whatever savings, tax savings, then you're at 4,500, right? Because it's going down. Then this would bring you back up to really just 4,600 max.
Right, exactly what you, pretty much what you wanted to do.
You're still going to be saving money on your taxes.
Yeah. Yeah,
But would we want to do that so that then in come reappraisal time, it's an outrageous increase? Like, we make it look good now only to have this crazy spread down the road.
Yeah, but I think it's actually going to go down
Right.
because the property values are going to go way up, and we
That's been the
still may need
case.
to collect $1,800,000.
I hear what you're saying, but I think what's going to happen is every year we do the budget. And so every year we're like, we can't raise the taxes more than this. So knowing that we've done this, once we have more money in the coffers, we won't have to charge people as much, hopefully, assuming no more
And pay an interest cost.
FEMA stuff. Yeah, and try to get our feet back under us while we can.
And look at our equipment and our buildings. Everything's like
Yeah.
Yes, Shelley.
falling in.
Even if, say right now, the common level appraisal is so low, when we're getting taxed, I understand and the tax department does, is it takes that property and say, because we haven't been reappraised in 2017, they take our CLA and they bring that up, so that their tax, right, so it brings that price up as if it was at 100% with the CLA. That's my understanding.
Yeah,
And
so our
the tax
system
department.
calculates what's in
Right.
So from 2017, the last reappraisal, so it would be that value, but then you also have to, I believe in the tax bill, you apply the CLA, so you times that, which increases it to get it back up to fair market value.
So it shouldn't be too much of a shell shock, I hope.
Oh, because it's already adjusting for.
Right.
Yeah,
I
because
see.
the CLA is not at 100%.
But that's only on a house that's sold.
That's on your taxes.
That's on
tax
your-
bill.
It's on this
The house site
Oh.
value.
90.28%.
Okay.
It's right there.
Oh,
on
it
that
says it
side.
right on there.
Every single one of them has it.
Where does it say that?
Middle of the-
Underneath
like middle of the
education taxes,
page.
right in the middle.
On the right side, but middle of the page.
Oh, times 1.9.
In 2024, the CLA was 71.72%, and now it's 90.28%.
Where is it, Mary?
What do you guys think?
Right here.
Yeah, right there. Okay, yeah. Oh, I see. Yep. Okay. Okay, so that adjusts for it. So when you so my point is kind of moot. It's not my point, which was, oh, we're going to, if my house gets reappraised and went from 150 to 250, they're already adjusting for that a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
My thought would be to bring it up as far as we could without it, to make an impact on our end to benefit it, but not be at a deficit looking at someone's tax bill. So to capitalize on whatever decrease on the education portion, we essentially void that out, kind of keep things at a
That would be
flat-
5
Even
cents.
par.
Yeah.
I think that we do that too, because then we're going to get some extra money to pay down our debt.
Right.
And
To your average homeowner, there'd be like a net zero.
Right.
Right, it's gonna be net zero.
A net
yes.
zero change on
Yeah.
that, but we kind of bring ourselves up to.
Right.
So that we can,
All right, so is there a motion
pay
for that?
first.
yeah.
So what is the motion? The motion is that we are approving a municipal tax rate of what? We have to have a number.
And is that 1% that's getting charged for,
So the 2025, okay, so,
So basically, it'd be .7946. Because your .26 doesn't change.
wait,
So-
can you show me what you're looking at?
So right here is the
Yeah.
Municipal tax rate where it says .7446. If we
Oh,
raise it
yes.
5 cents, it would be .7946. And then in the end, down below with the .26, which is, like the local agreement rate is like things for veterans.
Yeah.
So then it would increase, the total town tax rate would be .7972.
Yeah, 0.7972. And see right here, you take this estimated 2025 town total tax, you add 5 cents, and so,
7972.
yeah, 0.7972. Is there a motion for that?
Sure, I make a motion, we
Okay.
increase the tax rate to 7.7972.
Okay.
I will back up that brave man making that motion to increase taxes.
Okay, so let me just clarify something.
Sure.
2020, is this do we go on a fiscal year for taxes? How does it work? Yeah.
It's considered tax year is 2025, but it's fiscal year 2026.
So it'll start January 2026?
No.
July
No,
2026?
We mail the bills out on Thursday, and the first payment's due August 20th.
Okay.
So this is starting this July 1. I mean, it's for our next tax bill. Okay. So that's why we're doing this right now, because they're now going to get their tax, they're gonna plug that number in and start spitting out tax bills.
Right. So I'll amend the motion for it's the 2025 tax bill increase to
Yeah,
7972.
yeah,
Does that make sense?
But can we also
yeah.
add language not to exceed the savings that we're incurring?
No,
Okay.
only because we have to come up with an actual dollar amount.
Okay.
And I don't want it to be like, oh, wait,
It's not
you're
like-
off by
I'm
one
in sales. It's not the first time I heard no. It's okay.
Nice try, but no.
Yes, I had to ask.
Very broad shoulders.
Okay, so there's a motion from Larry and there's a second from Zara to set the tax rate at .7972 for the 2025/26 tax bills. That's what you can
We are confident that that's the correct number. Okay.
Yeah. Alrighty, all those in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, the ayes have it. Thank you. Thank you for all that work. Did you learn a
Yes.
lot?
I actually had a lot of it done.
Oh, okay, good.
So when Dorinda came in, she gave the input and kind of figured out some more stuff. And it was great having her here, and I think she really enjoyed being here.
Oh, good. Yay. Well, thank you, Dorinda.
Thank you,
If you're
Dorinda.
watching, thank you for your help. Okay, so I just want to briefly, because I'd like us to be out of here by 6:30, if that's possible. We can't. Don't forget to also sign these orders. So Lowry, let's just quickly talk about the website. So there were 27 requests, there's a team of volunteers that are going to be, let me just see what his email says. Yeah, is that what it said? Yeah, so there's a team of 7 volunteers who are going to be reviewing them and then making a decision. And as we know, we have a very limited budget, and there's a couple that specialize in municipalities. So my guess is they're going to be going with the lower costs, as long as they can do what is, required. What we have to have as required. So there's that, I don't know. Let me just see what he says here. Will then assist with next steps, interview selection, and then the actual implementation of the new website. Okay. So then he said fire station and town hall improvements. The update from that was the heating system. We've received just one heating system proposal so far, $30K to install a new propane furnace, 2, a ventilation unit for downstairs integrated into the heating ductwork, mitigating radon. 3, a heat pump downstairs to supplement the furnace, 4, a heat pump upstairs, and 5, a ventilation unit upstairs. These choices balance cost with redundancy and some reduction in fossil fuel use. It also recognizes that the ductwork cannot adequately send heat and fresh air to both floors. We have options such as delaying the upstairs units until 2026. We're expecting proposals from 2 other companies. Okay, so that's the update on that. Town hall weatherization. We're working on costs associated with insulating the attic. This is the #1 priority for improving the building's energy efficiency. He met with Randy Drury yesterday on this. We'll use volunteers to prep the attic and to air seal other parts of the building. We'll get a cost estimate to insulate the foundation. This may be expensive since it requires an excavator. Okay. 3, fire station weatherization. We had a successful day with 15+ volunteers on June 14th. Their work plus that of contractor Celtech reduced unwanted air leakage by 98%.
Wow.
However, there is still additional leakage around the vents which clear out the truck exhaust. The fire station has 2 other efficient ventilation units that keep occupants healthy, which is important given how tight the place is now. If we get the full $5,000 efficiency Vermont rebate, our total cost will be $4,257, after spending down the remaining mini grant. And that's his.
Is he applying or getting this, is he doing the $5,000 rebate?
Yeah, he's working on that.
Okay.
So, yeah, there was something where they had to actually go and do another blower door test before they could submit it. And they had to show at least 10% change. So I think they exceeded that.
I would think.
And then
Yeah.
some.
So, alrighty, are there any other matters that come before the board? We're skipping over the Middlesex purchasing policy. Stacy said she had it done, but she's not here today, so.
It's okay.
And so we'll put that on for another agenda. Is there anything, so our next meeting is August 5th. I'm traveling home from California that day. We were trying to maybe be able to switch it to Monday because we really didn't want to leave Tuesday, but we made a mistake. So it's possible I'm not going to be here on that meeting date.
Okay.
I do have something on the agenda already. It's the culvert people coming from the state to talk about the culvert near Wrightsville Dam. I don't know. They wanted to talk with us about it. There's no action.
Well, that's on a state road.
Yeah. And is there anything else that people would like on the agenda for that? That's a couple weeks.
I feel like there was something that just came up and it was.
Just came up. If you think about it, please send me anything. Is there anything that you guys need as listers? No? Okay. Yes, Larry?
I won't be here August 5th either. I'll be in the Northeast Kingdom.
Okay.
No internet and no TV.
Perfect.
So I
Okay,
won't be able to sign on.
all right. That is good to know, because I think Stacy's also away on her trip.
Hey, Paul,
But-
what are you doing?
She might be able to zone
Apparently I'm here.
zoom in.
Or should we reissue, or should we switch the meeting to the following
Yeah.
The
Tuesday?
following weekend.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just look at that. I'd have to see if the state can change their, it's not too late to ask them that.
And is that planned for 25 or 6?
I think it's now, something they're doing now.
Okay.
They wanted to tell us about it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. The next 2 weeks, we don't, it's like, there's like 5 Thursdays or something like that, or 5 Tuesdays in July. So that would give us another 3, I'm gone the 29th.
What about the 6th,
California.
Wednesday the 6th?
Well, we typically don't do them on Wednesdays, but.
I mean, I don't care, I'll do the meeting for you, but Larry, how long are you gone?
I'm gone till the following Sunday, so I'm
Okay.
back that next Tuesday if you want.
And I actually can't do that Wednesday. But
Okay.
maybe we could switch it to the 12th and the 26th.
Yeah.
Or the 9th, well, actually, Mike's coming on the 19th.
I'm sure he could probably do the 26th.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a rush, that.
No, and I'll ask him if he can do the 26th
Okay.
instead of the 19th.
So, okay, so I will have had my shoulder surgery, but I don't think that stops me from coming to a meeting. I'd like to think it would, but it's not.
I got knee surgery too.
Oh, yeah, when's
When's
your knee
that?
surgery?
The 25th.
Oh,
And they
ooh.
wanted me to have it this week. But they called me
Okay,
up
so
and had a
I will
cancellation.
call up the,
Not happening.
let me just write this down. So, does that work for you, Carol?
When did you land? Where did you land?
I think we're landing on the 12th and
26th?
the 26th.
26 is good.
Okay. You don't know about the 12th? Okay.
I'm probably going to be around.
And again, I can run the 5th. It would just be me and Paul and maybe
Well,
Stacy on
we
Zoom.
have to have 3 people, otherwise
Yeah,
there's no meeting.
exactly.
So that's why I'm worried with Stacy doing her trip. She may
Right.
not be around.
Right.
I won't be
So,
here. There's no way I can be here the 5th.
Okay,
okay, so let's do the 12th and the 26th. It's not a big deal.
that sounds good to me.
I will call or email whoever that was. I don't even remember. Okay.
I'll email Mike.
About
There was somebody
culverts.
else. There was somebody else who was going to come in either the 5th or the
Oh.
whatever.
There was Mike. There was the culvert people. There's some
It's
people
the
in
culvert
September
people.
that are coming. I just confirmed somebody in September for something. I don't remember what.
That's okay. That's normal.
Okay. Alrighty, so we have to sign. Nobody leaves until they've signed. Yes,
One
Larry?
other question?
Yep.
I was just wondering if there's any update with the cemetery commission, if there's any other. I know
Oh, do
there's
you want to
been
give a
lot
little
of-
update of
Oh,
the
yeah,
cemetery?
sure. So I did send a little email to everybody. I met with Gary quickly at 4 just to find out what the cemetery commission does. He really would love to have Hannah back if one of us can convince Hannah, if Stacy's in touch with her and you're in touch with Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really liked working with her. And then I'm going to do another front porch forum kind of push to try to
Yeah.
get at least a third, if not a fourth and a fifth.
Yeah, I know that Stacy told me that she did speak with Hannah after, and was hoping that she would, but I can have her try again.
That would be great, because honestly, all they do is the RFPs for the mowing and the digging and then
Right.
the clearing.
Sure.
He thinks that our new lawnmower is doing a good job. He'd like the grass cleared off the headstones with a blower afterwards, so I'll let Randy know that. And then also there was a RFP for North Branch clearing. He's saying that the overhang of the trees to get a vault truck through, but it's possible that we could wait another year. There is that $4,000, but I hate, like,
But
He
why
only got the
wouldn't
one
the same
RFP.
guy do it?
well, right, because Randy didn't do an RFP because he doesn't have a lift truck to do that part, but why is it $4,000 to cut those tree limbs when Randy cleared Carr and Village and some North Branch stuff for us?
Probably it's
And then the other thing that came up was, but I think it can wait a year. I think that the vault trucks can get through with the overhang, and if we hear it's a problem, we'll deal with it, right? We're only a couple months left of the summer. And we'll RFP again next year. Then the only other thing that came up with Gary was apparently Peter had set up, the neighbors from Carr want the fence painted. And Peter had set it up to get painted and Janet nixed it. Janet nixed it every year, and Gary is saying that it was supposed to be painted, and now that Janet's gone, all the neighbors would like it painted.
Okay, like who paints it?
Right, that's well, I said, you know, how's it holding up? He says it's pressure treated. Again, I think that's a next year thing
Let's
that we
put it on
can,
the next year's budget. How will they remember?
painting and clearing
I'll
and
put it on my
overhang
calendar,
and blah, blah,
for
blah.
October.
Which one?
That one, the overhang one would be for North
Oh, yes,
Branch.
he's gonna come in August to talk to us.
The
Yes,
fence
that's
to be
what she
painted
said.
is Carr. And then also I think the gate for Carr Cemetery doesn't lock, and that needs to be fixed. But again, we need a cemetery but that's we get a cemetery commission to deal with those little things, and yeah, I'll write a front porch forum saying here's what is needed and how cool the stones are. They're pre-Civil War.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna add select board meeting topic. And it's going to be,
You also, the next meeting is going to be August 12th and what?
August 12th and 26th. Okay, the topic is going to be cemetery painting, car fence, right? So you said? And
Fixing the gate at Carr.
fixing gate at car. And what, tree removal at where?
Overhang, North Branch.
Tree
the vault trucks
overhang
that need a lift.
removal, which needs a lift truck?
Yeah,
Okay.
or Sherry.
And that was around 4,000?
No, is this the one?
Didn't that say 3,900?
Yeah, this is 3,900. This is remove all brush in the roadway and back fence line. But Randy did some of it for North Branch, because I thought when I said, go ahead, Randy, clear that brush, that it was for Carr and Village, and he went ahead and added some North Branch. He did that too for the same price, so.
I'm gonna say,
I think 4,000 is a lot for overhanging branches right now.
okay.
And I think we need to take a look, someone needs to take a look.
We have a folder downstairs for RFPs for cemetery. We'll give that to
Can you, yes, please.
It's interesting, I don't ever recall the cemetery commission coming to us with a budget. Why?
With what? There's always just been that one contracted services is what they call it.
Cemetery. North Branch has always had that endowment, which we pull from the endowment as far as cash is available, but we choose not to sell any stock.
Right.
So like I needed to pull more money down than I could this time because we only had 6,000 in cash available. And also, Liz, the other thing that I wanted to mention was for insulating the fire station. Remember that the rest of that money came from the building fund. I got to transfer that over, but if we get money back for the rebate, then it'll cross it back over.
Okay, so guys, there's the minutes to sign and there's a bunch of orders.
I signed those already.
Okay, there were a bunch. Did you see them? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor of adjourning the meeting, say aye. Aye.